talk about, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. And I'm not going to get finished with it. I can just tell you right straight up because I've already studied it, and I've already done used 15 minutes of your time and 30 minutes of my time. You say, well, how about 30? Because I'm going to run around for 30 minutes. I can just tell you right straight up. So let's pray, and then we're going to start. We in study number 10 of Values of Life. Father, we thank you today for today. Thank you for your love and grace. Father, on the authority of your word tonight, I pray believing that you're going to intercede on behalf of our counties in this area and on the behalf of the people that have no hope, no life, no dreams, no help, that are going to hell in a handbag because they feel like nobody cares. Father, you give us courage. You give me the courage. Father, just give me enough sanctified common sense not to be a rear end when I'm trying to talk to somebody. But Father, you bless us. Bless this church. Make us a place. Make us a hub. Make us a lighthouse that people can know that they can come here and be loved and be somebody in Jesus' name. Amen. We're doing on life's values. We've been talking about 10 values that should characterize life after we embrace Jesus Christ as our personal Savior. So tonight we're going to talk about being honest in a dishonest world. The Bible has a lot to say about significant instructions on honesty and examples of men and women that were honest and examples of men and women who were not honest, and the things that happened to those that were honest and those that were not so honest. The most radical example found in the Acts chapter 5 is Ananias and Sapphira. Ananias and Sapphira were con artists. They pretended to be Christians and they were not Christians, and the Bible tells that they were struck down and died. The irony of honesty is it makes all of us want to make a big deal out of it. But most people put very little value on it. When parents are asked to describe the number one quality they want their children is honesty. Recent surveys, 91% of all Americans lie regularly. 91% of all Americans lie regularly. How do you trust a survey like that if everybody's lying? Even if it's only 9%. One of the things I've been thinking about in the last couple of weeks, knowing I was going to speak on this, is realizing how many opportunities that you and I have every day to be dishonest. How many opportunities? Every conversation, every phone call, every interaction. We have dozens and dozens and dozens of opportunities to be dishonest. I am so glad that we have a cell phone. Because when my phone rings and I look at it and see who it is, and it's a number that I don't have in my cell phone, I go stand outside the door. And I say, hello. And they say, can we speak to Henry? Well, I immediately know that they don't know who I am. They got but that's my first name, but I know that nobody I know calls me Henry. And I say, no, he's not in. Linda said, why don't you go stand outside? I said, well, I don't have to lie to him. I'm not in. I'm outside. Now, that's stretching pretty close right there. Sociologists tell us that we either hear or see 300 lies every day. Actually, it was only 100. I just said 300 because I was let you know how easy it was to lie. Did y'all get that? Yeah, okay. Dishonesty has a lot of faces in our life, but it has only one common result, and that is dishonesty strangles the life out of us. So I want to take just a few minutes tonight to talk to you about the problem of dishonesty and then to focus on some practical steps that I think that will help us live honest in this dishonest world. Dishonesty is promoted by our culture. And I hope you understand what I'm saying. And our culture endorses untruth. It embraces untruth. And it practices untruth consistently. The residue of dishonesty is flying everywhere in our society. And we have come in America, probably the world, to expect people to be dishonest. Did you know that? Sure. Let me give you a couple of examples. We expect to some degree untruthfulness in our political system. Hello? I mean, I don't want to be ugly to politicians, but they lie. You understand? I mean, I just thought I can tell you how you tell. If they move in their mouth, chances are. I mean, we expect a degree of dishonesty in advertising. Did you know that? I mean, we expect a degree of dishonesty in business. The truth of the matter is people aren't going to tell you the whole truth about what's going on. Especially if they try and sell you something. Huh? Have you ever looked at a car that was a one owner by a school teacher? They just drove it back and forth to school every day? Huh? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the deal. I did a survey I read about a survey not too long ago, beginning in grammar school. It is a common practice for students to cheat all the way through college. Dishonesty. It's promoted from the White House to the schoolhouse. And we're in trouble. I talked to you one time previously about 60-minute program called Fake News. Y'all remember me talking to you about that? Well, just this past week, they had the follow-up on that. And I downloaded it and watched it yesterday and today. I watched it again because I knew what we were going to talk about tonight. People are making millions of dollars by publicizing fake news. You can go to your computer, go Google 60 Minutes, and look on there where the latest program is on fake news. That was last week. And let's talk a little bit about the first program, and then we're going to talk about this last program. This is where I'm going to use more time than I need to or want to. When I don't want to, I probably need to anyhow. I'm doing it. So the first one, they had two guys, one in New York, one in California. One of them couldn't find a job. He was a computer geek. And in his basement, he started a fake news company. And this is what he does. He has a deal with Facebook. And what he finds out what he puts stuff on Facebook. And if people hit it, then what he does is sells advertisement on that fake news that he put on Facebook. For an example, if it's something about example, Harley Davidson's, about what Harley Davidson is doing and all this kind of stuff. Well, then what he does, if you click on it, then they had on there, and this guy, he showed how he did it. And he said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk, and I forgot what it was now. And he said, I'm going to put one ad on Facebook, one story on Facebook. And he said, let's just see how long it takes for people to hit it. And they sat there with a stopwatch. He put the one ad, and in 30 seconds, 400 people had hit that ad. Hey, in 1 minute, 1,000 and something had hit that ad. In a minute and a half, 4,000 people had opened up that Facebook story that he called an ad. The guy said, so what's the deal? He said, here's the deal. He said, I'm going to sell ads, the email address to advertisers. He said, well, who'd pay for that? He said, well, I'm just going to sell it for 50 cents. He said, 50 cents? You can't make a living on 50 cents. He said, over 1,000 people had just opened that in 2 minutes. He said, that's a lot of 50-cent pieces. He said, I started with a $1,500 computer, and today I'm worth over $1.5 million selling ads on fake news. You know what he said that blew me away? He said, people will believe anything if you package it right. The one that I'm asking you to go home and open up 60 Minutes and click it on, you'll find out that it has to do with political. Guy started it off with $1,500. Must be a real good thing because you have to buy into Facebook, okay, to be able to get this. They offered Hillary Clinton's election team an opportunity to buy in to this Facebook thing, and they turned it down. So they offered it to Donald Trump. And somebody on his team said, man, that might work. So they bought into it. Did it work? Here's how it works. Now, I'm going to tell you how scary this thing is. Across the street from me lives Terry and Peggy Helton. Right down the street from them is Ken Nutter, and they all come to church here, right up there. And we're all on the same street, so our address is pretty close. And we're all friends on Facebook. So this guy would what he called bait ads he would put on Facebook. And if I opened up the ad, for an example, this is what he was talking about. If I opened up a Donald Trump ad, a story about Donald Trump, then immediately what happened is that he would be able to open up my friend page. And everybody that lived on my block, they would send the same news story to. And if we were going to the mailbox at the same time, and I said, Terry, did you see what the news said? And he said, yeah, I read that. And Ken said, I read that too. Where did we read it? On Facebook. And it was all made up. Now, they know who my friends are. And they know that I was a Donald Trump guy. So guess what? Every friend that I had on Facebook got the same news story. You can pull that up. This guy started off with $1,500, and him and his wife. Before the election was over, he had 700 people working for him. His net worth today, millions of dollars. The truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen, is we are gullible. We believe what we want to believe if we agree with it. Are you listening to what I'm telling you? Dishonesty is everywhere. One of the main reasons it runs so fast through our culture is because dishonesty is present in our nature. It's deeper than our culture, guys. It's a vital part of the pull of our flesh. There's something about you, there is something about me that is so warped and so flawed that we are drawn to untruths. The Bible says in John chapter 8, verse 44, that Satan is the father of falsehood. The Bible said he's the father of all liars. Satan, has always hated the truth. There's no truth in him. When he lies, it is consistent with his character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. The Bible said that he told the very first lie in the Bible. The very first lie to humanity. Basically, the Bible is telling us that God is on one side and Satan is on the other side, and they are opposed to one another, and God is trying to bless your life, and Satan is trying to destroy your life. The sad truth is, because we live in a flesh body that's not saved, although our spirit man is saved, our flesh pulls toward the lie. You want me to tell you something? And I know you don't know this. I know you don't know this. None of you in here know this. But them 10, 15 folks know what I'm talking about. You have to be real godly to be down here. But those 10, 15 folks would much rather listen to gossip than they had the gospel. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Son, listen, we'll close down everything if we can hear some really good, juicy gossip, especially if it's about Clyde. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? Yeah. It's and here's the deal. Did you know the preacher was having an affair? Well, how you know? Well, I don't know for sure, but I'm sure if he had a chance, he would. Guess what the next story is? Guess what I heard? The preacher's having an affair running around on Monday. And the church still got him preaching, every Sunday. Stands up there just like this old hypocrite man of God, just preaching like he's preaching out of the Bible. Just folk just sucking it up. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you guys, our phone bill would just have to be increased to replace the line we burned up. Telling everybody. Huh? It's our culture. So, there's so many warnings in the Bible about dishonesty. Let's just take a look real quickly. First of all, we are skeptical of people. We are skeptical of people because we've been lied to over and over and over. We don't know what to believe anymore. Isn't that true? We don't know what to believe anymore. I'm telling you guys, I don't know if I mentioned to you or not. We're looking into buying new chairs to replace the pews in our church because the pews are falling apart. And if you sit on one and it goes a little bit further than you think it ought to, move over in a hurry because you may be on the floor. A lot of our pews got 2x4s under them. You don't know that unless you lean over and look between your legs. And that wasn't a good statement. Forget that. Forget that. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Well, we're talking about ordering chairs. Well, we found out we could get chairs. We can get chairs almost exactly like that chair. That's a regular $200 chair for $29.99 a piece. And that's a pretty good deal right there, isn't it? Yeah. Guess what? No, it's about a fake chair. They come by the carloads from China. There's no warranty. You cannot look at one until you buy them. But it's a real good deal. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is we become skeptical of people. The second reason that we have so much issues with dishonesty is that trust, it breaks our trust down. We don't really know who to trust anymore. I'm telling you guys, we don't really know who to trust anymore. I hope that's not thunder. Or either it's the band playing. Yes, one of the two. Either one of them. It's going to be one. I mean, we don't know who to trust anymore. We are a culture, a people, a nation where we don't trust a lot of people over and over because they lied to us. They lied to us about what's going on in their life. The third thing, dishonesty has made us an insecure people. Let me ask you something. How long did you realize, before you realized that you were insecure? I don't know. Why? Have you ever told your little friend that was about this big a story and said, I cross my heart and hope to die. Huh? You ever heard that? Some of us have used it, didn't we? You know why? Because we didn't have enough security to think that they were going to believe what we told them. Isn't that right? Yeah. You ever heard somebody in a conversation say, and this is true? Huh? And I want to say, what was the rest of it? You know, have you been lying to me all day? You know, and I'm going to tell you, I'm telling you now, this is a fact right here. This is the truth. Because we are insecure. So, Proverbs chapter 23, verse 23 said, buy the truth and do not sell it. You know what the Bible says? Whatever the cost of truth is, it's worth it. Huh? Amen. So how do we get some steps toward truth? First of all, take an honest inventory of your own personal life. An honest inventory of your own personal life. Now, it's going to take sometimes because sometimes we've deceived our own selves. I'm sure none of you remember it, but I had a mole on my forehead right up here for a long time. It was there. It was my buddy. I reckon I looked at it every day. I knew it was there. I saw it every single day. Every time I got up and washed my face, every time I shaved, every time I brushed my teeth, there was a mole sitting right there on my face. Right there. Right there. I saw it every day. You know what? I didn't pay any attention to it because I saw it every day. I got used to it. It became a part of me. One day, we were going out of church and the doctor stopped and said, you need to have that mole looked at. I thought, what, idiot, I look at it every day. I didn't say that out loud to him. I was just thinking. I said it to Clifton, you know. And he said, you need to get that looked at. And I said, okay. So I didn't get a look at. So the next time he saw me, he said, "Did you get that mole looked at?" I said, "Well, not yet." He said, "The next time I see you, you better have that mole looked at." I said, "Okay, just be a horse's patoot, see if I care." So I guess what? I went to Hickory Dermatology and had that mole looked at. You know what it was? Cancer. You say, well, what does that have to do with honesty? Because we are so acclimated to dishonesty, we have become accustomed to it. It's not a deal. It's not a big deal. We all know it's going to happen, so it's not a big problem. Are you still with me? So you got to take, first of all, you got to look at your own life. And so we're going to have to determine 3 questions, all right, when I'm looking at the guy in the mirror, all right? I need to ask myself this. When am I being dishonest? How am I being dishonest? And why am I being dishonest? Those are hard questions. I can just be honest with you. The bottom line is this. You and I choose to lie. Yeah, y'all getting quiet on me here. We choose to lie. Why? Because we're trying to get something from someone without telling them the truth. Let's go back to the car dealer. This car right here is a one owner. Driven by a little old 70-year-old school teacher. You can get today for a deal. Well, you know what? We don't trust him. Why we don't trust him? Because we've been burned before. Hello? We, so conversely, we become skeptical of people who are dealing with us. The second thing is make an honest evaluation of your gains and losses. If I'm going to be really honest with you, then I have to say whether or not I'm honest with me. Are you listening to me? I asked a question the other night. You remember I asked the question, what's the difference between a guy that's got his eyes closed and a blind man? Y'all remember me asking that question? You know what the difference was? The blind man can't see. The man's got his eyes closed. He's blind on purpose. Are you listening to me? Here's the thing, guys. We have a tendency to lie because we want something from somebody that they won't give it to us if we tell them the truth. Look, I've been in this business a long time, folks. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 21 says, trouble chases sinners while blessings chase the righteous. We gain some things, but what do we lose? We lose character because honesty develops character. There's a difference between character and reputation. Character is how we live when no one's looking. Reputation is how we live when people are watching. Did y'all hear that? Character is what I do when no one sees me but God. Reputation is what I do when I know that people are watching. I change my story. I change my life. I change my reactions. I change my looks. Why am I doing that? Because I'm trying to impress somebody. This is what we do. We get caught up in this trap. You've heard me say this before. We buy things that we don't need to impress folks that we don't lack with money we don't have. Number 2 is we lose spiritual maturity because honesty develops spiritual maturity. In Ephesians chapter 4, verse 15 says, instead we will hold to the truth in love, becoming more and more in every way like Christ, who is the head of the body. When I'm dishonesty, I am not being honest about the sin in my life of lying. When I lie to people to get what I want from people, I'm not like Christ, and it hinders my spiritual growth. Number 3 is I lose security when I'm dishonest because honesty develops security. Security is when I begin to get comfortable with the truth. You remember what I said. You don't have to remember what you said when you tell the truth. Because when you live a life that's based on lying, you better have a good memory. Because you're going to run across one of us again. Yeah, that's right. My wife and my children, my family, and everyone around me needs to be able to trust me. Proverbs 11:6 reads like this in the Hebrew, doing right brings freedom to honest people, but those who are not trustworthy will be caught by their own desires. Sooner or later. My granddaddy used to say it. I've heard him say it. I don't know how many times, hundreds of times. You know what it was? You know what the Alabama saying was? Sooner or later, chickens come home to roost. Have you ever heard that? Sooner or later, chickens come home to roost. And I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what your circumstances are, but I promise you this, on the authority of the Word of God, lying is not the answer. Number 3, love God and pursue a relationship with Him. 1 Chronicles chapter says, I know, my God, that you examine our heart and rejoice when you find integrity there. Psalm 51 and Psalm 140 says, but you desire honesty from the heart. Honest people will live in His presence. When I'm walking in the fellowship with God, I'm compelled toward honesty. Huh? When I'm out of fellowship with God, I give in to the flesh. And the flesh compels me to lie. Number 4 is this, and then we're going to be finished tonight. Let me see. Yep, we finished tonight. Oh, Lord, I had too much time left over. Practice honesty. Just do it. Just do it. James chapter 1 says, remember, it is a message to obey, not just to listen to. If you do not obey, you are only fooling yourself. The King James says, you're deceiving yourself. The Greek says you're lying to yourself. When you're dishonest, you're lying to you. Well, I may lie to Dale, but I had to lie to me first. Now, let me tell you the sad thing about this. Now, you listen to me very, very carefully. If you aren't careful, if you tell a lie long enough, you start believing it. Are you listening to me? And that's sad. That's sad. And I can tell you today, example after example of Christians telling me what they were doing, they believed it was from God. You know why? They told themselves the lie so much they believed their own lie. I shared this. I don't think I shared this with you. I've shared it with some folk. Had a preacher friend of mine. I love today with all of my heart. I love today with all my heart. I'd do anything for him today. Pastor in the church. Had an affair with a lady in this church. His wife, his kids was getting ready to move out. He called me and said, I need to talk to you. He said, you're the only pastor that I can talk to. And I said, okay. So he drove from where he was to here. And he sat in my office when our office was still over in the other building. And I said, what can I help you with? He said, I'm just having some issues with my family. He said, I can't get my wife to understand. I said, what can't you get your wife to understand? He said, I can't get my wife to understand why I had an affair. I said, okay. Well, let me see if I can understand it, and then I can probably relate a little better to why your wife couldn't understand it. This is what he told me. He said, we've been involved in counseling, and said she had needs that her husband were not meeting. And he said, I felt like God wanted me to meet those needs in her life. On my scout's honor, if I had ever been a scout. And I looked at him. Sometimes, guys, y'all need to pray for me sometimes because my conversations sometimes ain't real good. I looked at him and I said, you are not that stupid. He said, yeah, God told me to do that. I said, no, he didn't. I said, God didn't tell you to do that. I said, your flesh told you to do that. No, it was God. I said, listen. I said, God will not tell you to do anything that contradicts the Word of God. I said, the Bible said that God cannot lie. And if he says do not commit adultery in that Bible, that means he will not tell you to commit adultery outside of what he says in that Bible. I said, so you are lying to your own self, and you're so stupid you believe it. Well, he never came back for any more counseling. He's not in the ministry anymore either. We sell our soul to the company store for a product that we've been convinced by the enemy that we need. We lie to ourselves. Trouble chases sinners. Blessings chase the righteous. The psalmist said, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Be careful how you stop real quickly when you're walking down a dark alley, because goodness and mercy may run into you. Isn't that stupid? No, I believe goodness and mercy follows me. That's what that Bible said. Isn't that what your Bible said? Surely goodness and mercy follow me all the days of my life. I'm telling you, goodness and mercy. I like goodness and mercy, you know. Yeah, amen. What any people say, I'm looking for justice. I'm not. Bless God. If I got justice, I'd be a French fry in hell. I'm going to tell you where I'd be. Yeah, don't bring this justice deal to me. Lord, have mercy. Thank you, Jesus, for grace and mercy. Yeah, scorched. Oh, boy. I don't even have a brother to send Abraham back to dip his finger in the water. Well, what a great night. I hope you learned something tonight. I'm telling you, it's amazing. The longer I live, and the more I see what's going on in America and the world around us. Folks, let me tell you something. It's just not America. It's humanity. We've always been sinners. Isn't that right? Amen.